What's going on, guys? Finally back. Daniel here from Ohio Badlands. Had a good school year at school this past semester, fall and spring. Had a good baseball season this past spring at school. Got my diploma. Finally graduated college. Good thing. So it's July 2nd, 4th of July weekend we have here coming up here in Western New York. Kind of slow. Obviously starting off, we're kind of busy. Got a lot of us are full-time workers, have full-time jobs, just finished school. Right now I'm currently playing college baseball, still trying to play professionally and get there. So we're really excited about this upcoming hunting season. Got a lot of plans. We're gonna take this drive. I met my girlfriend's in another part in Western New York, but we're gonna head up to camp and kind of talk a little bit in the cabin about this past spring and past season a little bit, and then kind of talk about what our plans are for this upcoming season and what we're also planting and what we have already planted, and 2 new spots we have created, but we'll talk about it more when we get to the cabin. Excited to be back. Today's just gonna be a quick little video talking about this past season, what we're doing now, and preparing for the season this upcoming year. And yeah, stay tuned. You won't be pissed. Make sure to look at the Instagram, give it a follow, and spread the name, because we're looking to take this up a notch and a little more serious. So we're gonna head over to camp now. Alright guys, so we finally arrived at camp. I'm going to show you a few things before we head out back, and then I show you what we got going on for this upcoming season. But coming here this past year, I found collectively I think about 10 sheds. So we came across this little one, this one right here, which is to a buck we call wide 8 that hopefully we see this year. Another little one, couple other little ones, and most importantly a buck we named Blades. Found his match set right here. Hopefully he returns. And then also got a few more over here. I don't remember, I think this section might be the wide 8 right here, I believe, yeah. And then another nice one around the side of it. And then those are fake. Definitely got a couple nice bucks that survived this past year, and it was a pretty hard one for them to survive too. We got hit with a really heavy winter storm, which I don't think Western New York's seen snow like that in a very long time. We had up to 6 foot in some areas based off drifts, even higher possibly, and then probably the average depth was 3 to 4 feet, so it was really rough for them to get around. Luckily we had standing corn out back, so as long as they can get to the backfield, we were a-okay. So we're gonna grab the change of pants I got, 4-wheeler key, head out back, kind of explain more what we got going on this year and whatnot, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so we're gonna kind of walk around and talk a little about what we got going on this year, planting wise. Maybe walk around and scout the woods a little bit, see where the kind of the best trails are, check out the orchards. Haven't been in there in a while since shed season, so kind of just want to get a feel on how the year moved, show you what we got growing in the front this year. We're growing corn this year in the front. This is our second bag of corn we planted actually. The first bag did not go well at all, so this was planted 2 days ago. A little late, July 2nd, but we kind of just needed kind of ish the middle endish of June. So we're gonna go check on how it is. We sprayed it about a week ago for the ragweed and the weeds coming up to get rid of that, and just kind of hope and pray that it dies off and the beans don't have much competing with it. And then we're gonna show you the one plot maybe a little later on that we got cleared out and killed to plant in the fall this year, and then scout a little bit, look for some potential camera spots. Right now we currently only have 2 cameras out, one over the beans and one over a licking branch that we have in what's going to be a new plot this year. We're going to plant domains no BS in it, which is like a little bit of everything, kind of a backwoods plot kind of seed where we got a little bit of radish and clover mix, so that should turn out good hopefully, and kind of find out what these deer are doing and learn the property, because as long as we've hunted it, we still don't really know it to a T yet. So we'll pick the camera back up when we get to the beans. Alright guys, so we just got out to the beans, as you can see. If I had to say my own personal opinion, I think they're doing really well for back here, because in the past we struggled to even get them this far. But I definitely do think before we fertilize them, we should probably give them one more spray at night. I mean, no, it's only been a week, but the only area of concern I had was this little patch right here. Specifically because when we were tilling, we were having a little bit of problems with the tiller when we got to this field, and we were struggling right here. As you can see, it's grassier than anywhere else in this field. Right now we're just waiting for it to fully die and see if we have to spray it again, like I said. But it doesn't seem like they're struggling too bad down here in this area where it's grassy. As you can see, they're coming up really nicely just about everywhere. We did use our seeder and broadcast them, so they're just about everywhere. But like I said, there was only one area in particular I was kind of worried where they'll grow, which was obviously this really grassy area. But it looks to be even inside of here, the grass where it's dying, as you can see, it's yellowing up a little bit. They seem to be growing, so it's really good. We're gonna walk this field down inside of it so we can make sure they're growing just about everywhere, which I think they are. So if I don't pick it back up in this beans, it's probably because they're doing very well. Alright, so we're over here next to a water hole we dug out last summer. It's held water the whole entire summer, and as of right now it's kind of secluded, hidden in tall field grass. It's actually stationed right kind of in between the woods and what's going to be our beans this year, which is about 3 acres. Wow, there's flies everywhere. We don't have a camera on this. We probably should, but as of right now we don't. I'm sure the deer use it. It kind of looks like there's some prints in there, unless those are leaves, but it looks like over there we got some tracks right there that go right to it. So like I'm saying, it's been hot this summer, so I'm sure they're using it, but it is right next to our, well, not right next to it, but it's kind of in between the woods and our crop field right there with soybeans. So right now we're gonna follow this little path right here that we made that leads right up to another kill plot. We're gonna grow this fall, probably plant it around the end of this month with hot Hot Chick by Domain, which is a chicory with 2 different types of clover, or it's 2 types of clover or 2 different types of chicory with clover, vice versa. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll put the mix on the screen. So we're gonna follow this really muddy path up into our kill plot that we're gonna plant this year. So then we're gonna probably walk it around to where we're gonna plant our brassica turnip mix over there where it's dead, where we were supposed to plant beans, but can go in the fall with the showtime. But it's okay, all about improvising here, which is just going to be our late season brassica plot. So we're going to follow this trail up to our new kill plot. So not only does this trail provide perfect and quiet access for us, as you can see, it leads right up to the plot, but the deer are also using it throughout this trail right here that comes up into the woods out of the field. For us, the deer use it a lot, and right here, as you can see, there's a trail that kind of peels off this way, that the deer also use it for travel. So we're gonna walk right up back to the plot. Alright, so we just got back to the plot. So to kind of make this quick and sum it up, last summer, before the season, Will came back here. Obviously we didn't make that path. Will came in here with a rental skidster, and he cleared out a plot that we used to have that used to just be clover, which just used to be a little spot over here. But now we have extended it and mowed it, sprayed it, and killed it. Obviously, now we're just waiting to come in here with a 4-wheeler drag, re-drag it, plant Hot Chick by Domain, and have a nice chicory clover food plot for this fall in here. It boots off there, loops back, goes down through there, comes back around, goes right over there where we're going to have a scrape tree right there, a stand-up blind probably right here, platform blind actually pushed right in here or somewhere in here, tucked in for us to be able to be inside a platform blind, because there's really no trees in here to that last year round for us to be able to have cover. So we can only pray that this grows when we plant at the end of this month, because if it does, it's in this huge open timber on the right side of our field that kind of is about like, say, roughly 100 yards away from our soybean, tucked in the woods. So it'd be nice to have a nice fall plot that's a nice kill plot. We could sit in here during bow season, and maybe kind of like deeper December that we could still hunt depending on how bad the winter is. So we're gonna walk that way, kind of check out the sign, wrap it back to where we're gonna plant our brassica turnip plot this fall. Alright, so as you can see over my shoulder, we have a very dead circular area of grass and what's tried to be tilled. This is a tight little corner in the backfield of our property on the left side. It's a gas well right near our beans that's kind of tucked away. Originally we wanted to grow beans in this, and then later in the fall come in here and broadcast some turnips and brassicas and whatnot, but that got put off. So as of right now, we're only planting one thing, which will be our brassica turnip mix, which will be show stopper, I believe, from Domain, which is a hybrid forage brassica with turnips, maybe I think even radish, which will allow the brassicas, when they are coming up, to be browsed up to, I believe 4 times exactly. And if they're growing up to then 4 times, they can be browsed and they will still grow for us. So that shall be nice. So I think as of right now, we're going to kind of just head over near the apple orchards. Actually, we'll show you the clover that regrew back up where I killed my buck this past year. This past year we grew comeback kid, which is clover and chicory and alfalfa, I believe. And we also put a big sexy domain in here, which grew brassicas, radish, turnips, and everything. But this year we're not gonna grow brassicas or anything. We're just gonna try to maintain this lush, beautiful clover that regrew back up near our stand, which is right there where I killed my buck, and then over there where the turnips and also the clover is. But as you can see, it grew back very nicely this spring and whatnot, and we always get a lot of acorns right around here, so we thought what a better idea to just leave this clover, maintain it, and we can hunt it over as a clover plot. And then right behind our shoulders in this stand we have what's going to be this fall a turnip and brassica plot. So a lot of exciting things coming, plus obviously the new kill plot I showed you that we're going to have. And then I think we're going to walk over to our other new plot that I hung a licking branch in yesterday. So if we don't make it over there, yes, there's going to be another plot over there. We'll end up showing you in another video, if not this one. So we're going to kind of scout about out on that side of the property, see what's going on over there, see how they're moving. Over here, it was pretty much the same as last year on the right side of the woods, which doesn't really surprise me because there's not much in there. It's kind of more so open woods with pines. So yep, well, just happy the clover's looking good, the beans are looking good, and then eventually over here in this corner we're gonna have a fall plot as well. So now we just wait and hopefully blades survive. One more thing before we walk away from the bean field. We have one of our 2 cameras up right now. Shout out Moultrie. Up and coming beans right here. As you can see, they're coming in quite nice. Hopefully they continue and can fully mature and grow pods like we hope and pray and know they will. Confidence, positivity, have it all. And I think eventually I'm gonna try to hang up a stand on this, because I'm only sure we're gonna have a lot of bucks. What better thing to do than sit down and take a sip of water on a big rock, huh? Well, actually, you guys will sit on the rock. So put you guys right here. Right. Yeah. Alright, well, I hope you can see me, because I need to sit down and relax for a little bit because I'm sweating like a mother effer, and I'm on all foot walking around. So take a few sips of water, kind of talk about what my plan is going forward and kind of everyone else's for the most part. So our main kind of thing going forward isn't really all about killing a buck or anything like that, or anything specifically like that. What we're really trying to do here is, I mean, we grew up hunting this for I don't know how long, as it's been in Will's family, and since I've known him, I've personally got the privilege to thankfully come up here and hunt a little bit with him and kind of help him work out, and kind of our whole friend group kind of came together and clashed to, as we grew older, to kind of try to maintain this property, develop it for the best way of hunting with a bow, and to allow our family members come up here and be able to hunt the best areas, the best food plots they can with their guns, because they gave us the privilege to hunt this over time, and we really owe that to them to be able to harvest a nice deer. And what we really can how we can make that happen is not obviously shooting a nice 2-year-old or 3-year-old we see. We kind of just let them live, and when they get older and mature and spread their genetics and harvest them then. And that's truly our goal. But at the same time, we're also still trying to figure out how we can set up this property for the best and kind of grow the biggest deer we can out here in western New York, which isn't particularly easy, because out here there's a lot of deer, but at the same time there's a lot of people that hunt, and they're not necessarily on the same page as us on letting them grow as big as they can get and whatnot. So we're going to take a few sips of water here and kind of scout and try to learn how these deer move on the property. So we just came up to our first decent trail. As you can see, there's a lot of tracks that kind of go back down into this thicket here, what we call the apple orchards. That this trail kind of has this huge pine tree area up here and goes up through the orchards. We're probably going to mark this on the Onyx right now. Make sure we remember this when we come back to set up cameras and stands, because I think this would actually probably be a great spot to set up a stand right up in one of those pine trees on the edge of this trail, because it kind of branches off down in there, through there, up through in there, here, back up in the pines, and then back down on that part of the orchards. So we're going to mark this for sure real quick. Tools, mark my location, and we're going to edit this real quick. Edit, come on. Edit. Nice. Trail. Put that there. Save. Now we got that marked for future. Probably in a couple weeks here when we come up to plant, we'll set up the rest of the cameras. So now we got this spot. We're going to kind of follow this trail down through there, and kind of leads in the direction of our other kill plot we're going to plant this year. Alright, so we have made it to the other kill plot that we're choosing to plant this year. So this one's kind of unique, kind of cool in my opinion. So we have old abandoned barn and shed, bottom with a creek that runs up, known as the creek trail, that we used to have a spot, or well, we still have a stand over it. Bottom of the creek, right there, we got some water down in there, and then another little bottom here. So what we kind of have is shelf, bottom, shelf, which is going to be our food plot. We're planting the No BS by Domain right here. Should be easy. We're going to get in here. Currently we're just waiting for it to die, and it's, as you can see, kind of dying. And at the end of this month we're going to come in here, rake the shit out of it by hand. This one's all made by hand. Rake the shit out of it, throw No BS down, which is clover, radish, and a bunch of other little things made by Domain seed. And we only have 2 cell cams up right now, and this one, we have another one in this plot, another Moultrie mobile trail camera over a vine right here, as you can see, that has some forehead gland gel on it, over a little scrape that perfectly aligns for about a 20-yard shot in this tree stand in the pine right there. So the plot's gonna go right into the back corner there, wrap around here, swing back around, go all the way down to there. So it's gonna be a nice little kill plot on top of this shelf right by a creek. So if it grows, it should be a killer spot. We have another field right off over there where we found a couple sheds in the past no deer move through there in the fall and rut. And this plot should end up doing very well and giving us a great area to hunt during the rut as well. So a lot of deer like to use this shelfer here to transition into that field for bedding, and then also get creek out of or water out of this creek. And there's also another little bedding area right over in there, and obviously more bedding in the apple orchards. So if it turns out good, it should be an amazing area to hunt and hopefully harvest a nice buck. If not, give an area for them to feed and breed. So I think we're gonna just finish out the day by walking and scouting. I think I might have a camera up still, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna walk this side of the property and kind of get a feel, like I said, for how the deer are moving, and kind of just something to do. Nothing better to do. Gonna mark some points on Onyx on areas we should consider on hanging up stands, because we don't have many stands in the woods, and like I said, we're trying to get a feel and find as many hunting spots as we can on this roughly 90-acre piece of property that we call Broken Antler Ranch. So I'm loving it. Hopefully we have a good rest of the summer and prep, and the beans fully grow really nice, and the corn grows somewhat decent in the front, and we should have a really good season and make a lot of memories with our families and our friends especially. So we're gonna walk a little more and just take it all in and relax. Alright guys, so I think I found a pretty cool spot. It's this like open top area, all tall, overgrown. I mean, great for food plot, but you can't really get any equipment down here. But I think we're gonna mark it because it looks like a lot of these deer cross right through this area, this clear area, maybe even bedding it. Not 100% sure, but we're gonna mark it on Onyx really quick and kind of walk our way back to the cabin, because it's really hot and I want to relax and I have to go to the gym. And we're gonna do this later in July when the deer are probably moving a lot more, so we'll have a lot better of an idea. But I'm gonna mark this location really quick. As you can see, yeah. Onyx might be kind of hard to see actually, but we did have a camera right by here. Showed a lot of deer moving through, so I'll zoom in here real quick. Get this marked to trail opening in orchards, trail pinch. Kind of makes sense. Save it. Now we have that, so we're gonna scout our way back to the cabin and mark some more points. So yep, talking a little more about that spot we just found. Honestly, that might not be a spot to hunt right away in the early season, but in my opinion, if we could get into that spot undetected, I think it'd be a great rut spot to get in there, sit in there all day, rattle, grunt a little bit, as it's like kind of right in the thick of the orchard. So just wanted to say that real quick. We're gonna keep walking. Alright guys, so kind of concludes it for the day. Kind of short and sweet, like I said it was going to be. Wanted to introduce you guys to the things we've kind of done so far coming up to today. Future wise, we're going to be moving some stands around, getting the rest of the camera set up, and then top it off planning all of our fall plots and kill plots in the woods. And then hopefully by then we kind of have an idea of shooters and the kind of deer we kind of want to look forward to seeing, and hopefully there's some new ones. If not, oh well. But stay tuned to future more content. Make sure to check out our Instagram at Ohio Badlands, and yeah, don't miss out on all the cool content we're gonna have coming forward. The boys are gonna make it a special season. So like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned to the next one.